Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh.
Hey there, Josh.
Hey, Lee.
Episode
This is-
105.
Yeah, 2 years in 1 week.
Yep.
If that's how we want to,
Yep.
that's how we want to do it now.
Yep. We're on our way to 100
Hundo,
years.
100 years.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah. Because we're not at.
Or we'll soon start season 2.
Yeah.
That's how
Nah.
we changed the name. We
Yeah.
start over completely.
Have a new name for the podcast and everything. Yeah, we're not doing that. So how was your week?
Spent the whole week. I don't remember. It's been long.
Yeah. I remember one thing you did this
We
past
did
week.
something. I came here for something. Or
Me and you
We
went and worked
yeah,
an event.
yeah. It was a butt kicker.
It was a butt kicker.
Yep.
It was not the most fun I've had on a Friday night, but it's close.
Yeah. We were around a lot of fun.
Yeah, there was a lot of people
We were
having a lot of fun
swarmed by
around
fun.
it. Yeah, what it was like 300 sandwiches in 3 hours.
Something like that.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money,
Well,
though.
got a competition coming up this weekend.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, jiu-jitsu.
Wrestling.
So we'll be able to figure out if I'm better than. Okay. So I did find something
Just
out.
get your mats.
I got one out there in the yard. But there weren't. So the way that it's broken down is you've got kids, and then you've got adults, and then you've got
The elderly.
the elderly. So I'm in a bracket that's 30 to 39.
Is 40 elderly?
40. No. So I'm in masters, and then there's executive, which is 40 to 49. And then there's senior, which is 50 and up. So, but there weren't enough people in my division in no-gi to make an actual tournament. And so they brought one guy down from the 40
The
to
ringer?
49. And so
Is he the guy that's going to win it?
he's either going to win it or he's going to get
Or he's
wrapped
gonna
up
be
real
mad
fast.
He got
He
brought
got moved down, yeah.
Either all of y'all are going to be mad or he's going to be
It's just
mad.
me and him. So,
Oh, that's it?
yeah. So it's either I get wrapped up by
You're about to get pretzeled up by an old man.
probably.
By somebody's
Probably.
daddy.
I'm nervous about it.
You should
I
be.
want to throw up right now thinking about it. And for all the crap that I just ate. But
Yeah. Ugh.
yeah. So
You got me intrigued by this note.
the top one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I follow I saw a TikTok this week that was the top 5. It was from a lawyer. It was the top 5 essentially
Jobs that end in divorce.
that end in scorched earth divorces. Like we're going to town.
Yep.
You know. And so it was in no
wait,
particular order.
Wait. I want to see if I can. I want
Okay, there's 5 of them
to. Okay.
for men.
A medical professional.
Uh,
Or is it more specific than that?
it's more specific.
A
than that.
surgeon.
Yes,
Okay.
surgeons are on there.
Yep.
Yep. Surgeons is a big one.
Yeah. Because
Which I
they're
mean-
always gone.
Well, yeah, they're
You
always
have to marry another surgeon.
well, and you would so a surgeon can get called in,
Yeah.
like in the middle of the night for like
Yeah. An 18-hour surgery.
yeah, like somebody gets in a head-on collision and then
And you're in surgery until the next day.
yeah.
And it's like, what are you going to yell at me?
But so,
This person's dead.
but also though, we're talking about like these are not the top 5 professions that will get a divorce. It's
That's
the top
true.
5 that will like. I'm taking you for all you're worth. But surgeons is on there.
Yeah. Is professional athlete. Oh. Some finance job. I don't know. Okay. I was one for one
Yeah.
with surgeons, so I'm going to end on a high
Okay,
note.
so in no particular order,
All right.
you've got pilots, surgeons.
I get pilots.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. You're always gone in hotel rooms.
Again, though, this isn't.
I know,
Yeah.
but you cheated on me,
probably.
so we're going scorched earth.
So pilots, surgeons, military personnel, firemen, grilled cheese food truck operators.
I can attest to that.
The last one's police. So you've got pilots, surgeons, military, firemen, and police in no particular order. And those are the guys that it's like, you know, I'm going to get the kids, I'm going to get the house, I'm going to get the car,
And then I'm gone all
and
the
then
time.
and then you'll never see me again. Yeah.
And when you do, I'm sleepy.
Well, this is after you got a divorce. Hopefully, you're not seeing too much of your ex after the divorce. But and one thing that the lawyer brought up when she was talking about this was most of these men are in like pretty high stress environments, but they're also like there's a lot of people that rely on them, and they're the guys that when they show up, everybody looks to them.
Did this lady do a TED talk about husbands getting paternity rights? Getting rights to kids
I don't-
in divorces?
I'm not
Because there's
sure.
a lady, is she blonde headed?
No, she's dark headed.
Well, this TED talk was probably from a decade ago.
Yeah,
So
women change their hair color all
I
the
know.
time.
But there's a lady that did a defense attorney or a divorce attorney that she represents men. I think that's her.
She doesn't have like a.
I was about, if you said her
Link to-
name, I wouldn't know. I just
Well, she doesn't even have her name. It would surprise me if this girl had a TED talk just
well,
because her
maybe not
social
then.
media presence is so small. Like if I had a TED talk, it'd be all over my
yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But yeah, and so
I put in divorce attorney TikTok instead of TED
I
talk.
said TED talk. It's the same thing.
Basically,
But these are the guys too that have a high degree of yeah, it's not her.
yes, it is.
No, it's not.
That's not her.
That's not her. What's that girl's name? That lady's
I
name.
don't know. Jeannie Suck. Gerson. I did.
Oh, Jeannie Suck Gerson. Yeah. Sook. Maybe it's Sook.
That's not a video Josh watched. That's this lady's
You're
name.
showing me the video. Anyways, so they have a high level of authority too in most of these jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why she was thinking that when you get into a divorce battle with these people, it's like I'm the authority figure in every other instance. And so I have the ability to pull off whatever this is. Like getting the kids, getting the house, getting all the cars, you're left with nothing. Like I can pull this off because I'm an authority figure. Or, you know, how dare you come against me? Like I've got all these other guys, like all these other people rely on me and count on me, and now you're coming against me, essentially. And so with that, everybody was commenting, well, what about women's professions? Like what's the women's professions that are like scorched earth?
Against women?
Yeah.
Like the
if you're a
husband
man-
divorces his wife
Well,
and
they're in
takes
a
all of her
divorce.
money.
Huh?
Is that what you mean?
No. It's-
Scorched earth, like they'd murder each other if they got in a room together.
No.
What are you talking about?
If you'd let me talk, I'd tell you. You said,
Well, I know
is it
what
like about
scorched
this?
earth means.
Scorched
and
earth. So this is I'm taking you for all you're worth. So,
That's what I said, and you said no.
but you said that like you were talking about the men. This
Yeah.
is the women's side of it. So all those were if you get into a divorce battle with a policeman, a fireman, military surgeon, or pilot, they're going to take you for everything you're worth.
The husband will.
The husband will. Yeah.
Huh.
And this now is the woman side of it, like the professions that if you get in a divorce settlement with these professions of women, they're going to take you for all you're worth. It's going to be scorched earth. Like we're never talking again. This is going to be a fight. It's going to be a big knockdown, drag out
All right, let's hear it.
Do you have any guesses? You
I
don't have any
even-
guesses?
nope.
Nothing?
Nurse.
There's only one.
Oh, teacher. Stay-at-home mom.
Stay-at-home mom.
Because they don't have a job.
They don't.
They have to get the
everything
finances.
is contested in those. Yeah, they will contest everything because they have nothing to fall back on or rely on, and so it makes sense.
Which is why you weren't supposed to get divorced. In the original, like...
Yeah, you're not supposed. You don't. Yeah, till death do us part, and then you're like, 6
Yeah.
months is long enough.
For better or for worse. What do you think that means?
Yeah, you say all these wedding vows, and then
It's because you're supposed to.
yeah, which it's kind of like there's this theory. Have you heard of Murphy's Law?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Cole's Law?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. During the summertime
Well,
with a hamburger.
yeah.
I knew the way you set it up, I could just tell you're buttering me up
Well,
for a joke. And you weren't smooth with Cole's
yeah,
Law.
I messed it up.
Yeah. You let coleslaw slip in there a little much. But I was waiting on
Have
it.
you heard of coleslaw?
Do you like coleslaw?
I hate coleslaw.
Your
It's
wife
cabbage,
adores it, doesn't she?
probably.
I think she
likes weird
eats it
stuff.
whenever. I had it. No. I had sauerkraut recently for the first time, and it was pretty cool.
For the
It was pretty
first
good.
time?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've never eaten sauerkraut. I don't think.
It's now you got to try it, but you're either going to be like, I could eat this, or like I'll never even smell this again.
If you look at somebody like me, we've had a lot of experiences together. Do
Yeah.
you think I would probably like it?
No.
Yeah. So
No.
it's not even worth trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You know what was worth trying? Buying Twitter.
Yeah. I guess so.
Because our man Elon did it.
Yeah. I'm glad you're on the Elon train now. You're like
until
half a step away from buying a Tesla.
No. If they were free, I'd get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd take a Tesla sticker and put it on my my truck.
Yeah.
But so old Muskie bought Twitter and took it private. $44 billion.
And I don't know if you know this or not. Did he do all the financing himself, or does he have like other people that went in with him?
I don't know. He's the CEO. I know that. Like
Yeah.
he's labeled as the CEO now.
There's a
So this has nothing to do with Elon Musk, but so like Twitter just got a new head guy within the past like 2 months.
yeah.
Elon Musk is the CEO now. That guy had
Yeah.
a job at
He's
Twitter for 2
probably-
months.
He probably kicked him out.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the like fake Elon Musk tweets now?
Yeah.
Where it's like, now I'm going to buy McDonald's and fix all the ice cream machines.
Yeah. He actually did tweet the Coke one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Being funny.
I'm gonna buy a Coke and then put cocaine back in it. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
we'd try it on the podcast.
I would definitely, yeah. If it was legal.
You remember the one we were going to do where we drink like the daily limit of Red Bulls during the episode?
Yeah. God, we need to do that one time.
I'm healthier now, so I could
You might
probably
not
do
die of
it. Yeah,
SVT.
we could do it.
Yeah. So I saw something. Actually, so side note, did you see the not Twitter exchange? It was a leaked text message between Elon Musk and Bill Gates.
No.
So I could have parts of the story wrong, but the meat of the story is correct. Elon Musk and Bill Gates were supposed to meet up to talk about some philanthropy.
Philanthropic.
Yeah.
Philanthropy.
Stuff like, because Bill Gates is all about that. He's all,
That's how he covers his tracks.
Yeah. And he also holds a very large short stake in Tesla. And so it's like, so shorting is like a financial term with the stock market to where they pretty much bet that the price of the stock is going to go down. So essentially they're rooting for you to fail. What they do is they buy the stock at $50 and then they hold on to it for a certain amount of time. And then when it starts falling, they make money on whatever the difference is. Anyways.
All right.
So
Bill Gates
Bill
is
Gates-
assuming Tesla's going to drop
yeah, and so,
because now he's busy with Twitter.
well, no, he's had this stake in it for a while, the short stake. And so Elon Musk texted Bill Gates texted him and was like, hey, excited to meet you today to talk about, the waterfalls in Africa or whatever. And then Elon texted back,
Probably
yeah,
wells in Africa, not
Whatever.
waterfalls, but sure.
he was like, yeah, sounds good. And then he said, by the way, do you still have the short position on Tesla? And then Bill Gates said, yeah, I haven't closed that yet. And so Elon said, sorry, I can't meet with you. Like, you're rooting for me to fail. So
Oh,
I'm not going to meet with you.
good.
And then those text messages got leaked. And then Elon was like tweeting pictures of like, it was like the pregnant man emoji. And then the picture of Bill Gates right next to it.
Yeah.
But this is also pretty funny. Elon Musk is the first African American to own a large social media platform. He is one of my favorite African Americans, and it's sad to see so many people on the left attacking him during this historic moment.
Nothing that person said was false.
Also, this is a side note. It's interesting. This is another TikTok I saw this week. All my information comes from
Yeah,
there.
you don't have to keep saying TikTok.
It just when I say I saw something, it's from
Yeah.
TikTok.
It wasn't from a book.
Yeah, they were talking about how the left wants you to use the term African American with black people, and they said they were talking about how like weird that term is because like Idris Elba, who's
British.
it's British. But
He's
like
not
they want
African-American.
you to say African American. They're not. I mean, you wouldn't say African, but you also wouldn't say African European or
British.
African
African
British,
English.
African English. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a weird.
I hate this planet. But yeah, Elon Musk bought it.
Yeah, which is good. I had a buddy of mine text me and say, "Hey, do you have any good like Twitter follows? Because I'm about to start back doing Twitter again now that Elon bought it."
I'm not gonna get what's good. Like, I wasn't missing nothing before.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see
Well-
Donald Trump's tweets live instead of
when
on
they
Instagram later in a meme.
yeah.
I,
Did you see the chart of it was like top tech companies and what their percentage of liberal versus conservatives
that work there or
that
donors
work for the company
that
work
donated to
that work for the company
just work for the company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Twitter was like 98%
Oh, yeah.
left. And so
I just don't. I'm just waiting because, like, he can do whatever he wants.
yeah.
I just wonder, like, what he's gonna do.
The thing that
And I know he clarified in a tweet that when he said free speech, he's like a advocate of free speech. Is he basically said like we're not going to go past what the laws are,
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
and so like
which is reasonable.
but then he was like, if you want to change free speech, do it with laws,
Yeah.
not in your rule books for a social media platform.
Yeah. Well, and
And if that's his plan, cool. But like, I'm just waiting because you just gave Twitter from this hand to this hand, and like, does anybody really know what Elon Musk thinks? I don't. I'm not convinced he's not like a robot. So
He might be. That's a strong possibility. Everything that I've seen, the Project Veritas released the like all hands on meeting.
Yes.
From after Elon bought Twitter, and it was like,
I listened to whatever they put up, and it was very much like it wasn't the ship sinking.
well, that's good.
It didn't seem like that to me. But why would you have like an all hands meeting and be like, quit now?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, there are some people that might.
oh, there's gonna be plenty that
if
quit.
they were a stay-at-home mom.
I have a question. Let's say how many employees does Twitter have?
20.
Let's say they have 20,000.
Uh-huh.
Like for real. Let's say 20,000. If 98% of them are pretty left, that's, I'm not good at math, but let's say that's 19,000.
Yeah.
Are there 19,000 conservative programmers in the world?
You know, that's a very good.
I don't know.
It's a very good point. We're not known for our smarts.
Not for our computer tech.
If it
Unless
was
you
a
were-
coal mine,
Yeah.
if Elon was taking over a coal mine, we could
Yeah.
figure it out.
Or a big grocery store chain.
Yeah.
We can knock that out of the park.
The one thing that I kept seeing is somebody kept being like, "Hey, we know everybody's emotional today. Like we want to, we want to acknowledge all of the emotions today," which is like such like corporate BS that we want to acknowledge your emotions today. Like if you were in a fight with your wife and you were like, "I just want to acknowledge that you're mad," like that's not gonna help anything. But they said that one of their biggest things is we're gonna try to stick with our current content moderation to keep Twitter safe and growing.
Yeah.
Is one of the big things, and it's like, well, how about we pump the brakes on just banning people from Twitter because they say something you don't like?
Or if we're going to do it, like I know it was Facebook, it wasn't Twitter, but like the Subway shooter had been Facebooking for years.
Yeah.
How he was like, he hated white folks and he couldn't wait to get his hands on them. And like, and y'all block. And that's the thing I've seen plenty of times. They're like, Trump is blocked on Twitter, but Al-Qaeda has a Twitter account.
Yeah, that I feel like that's a little bit different than the last analogy, like the Subway bomber or shooter or whatever. How many followers do you think he legitimately had? Like probably 200.
No,
and so
not
he's
that
not
many.
on anybody's like watch list.
He was on the FBI's watch list.
I'm talking about like he's not on Twitter's watch list. Like there's not 50 people that follow him on Twitter, and so like Twitter doesn't. Also, would that fall back on the company, or do you think that's more of a governmental oversight thing?
Well,
then
it's the FBI's job to
Yeah.
keep stuff like that from happening. So
Yeah, they ought to be looking at it pretty hard. Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of big corporations and stuff,
yeah. More Disney crap.
Yeah.
So our I was trying to think of a funny thing to call him. Our new Trumper, DeSantis,
yeah,
out of Florida, whatever he runs for, I'm voting for him. And I feel like he could get 51% of people to say to do that too.
Yeah.
Just from where we're at and what he's done in Florida and kept it like shining.
I like the stuff that he did during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of the Disney stuff because it's like Well, you read some stuff about. Tell us about the special district thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't.
This whole time they've been considered a special district, which
Yeah.
meant that they.
Hold on. I'll read that same little blurb. I'm trying to put something together in my head for an analogy that makes sense that I don't want to lose, but as I'm reading this specific stuff. Okay. All right. Let me find where it was. So, what is Disney's special tax credit? Reedy Creek explained. So you were telling me that's like it's Reedy Creek Fire Department.
Yeah.
That's like what they named
yeah.
the stuff. Okay. So in 1967, make sure I didn't just make that up. Sorry. Oh my gosh. This is what you call hard-hitting journalism. Right here. 1967, the state of Florida gave the Walt Disney theme park or Walt Disney Company, they created a special district in Central Florida for Disney World to help them get going and boost tourism. And it's turned them into the biggest amusement park in the world of all time, conjoined to the biggest children's company of all time. So what this is basically allows it's an independent special district to promote economic development and tourism, and it's in 2 counties. So basically Disney gets to do, they have their own rules.
Yeah.
Like
They have their own water department, their
Yeah.
own fire department,
they don't
their road system they maintain and take care of.
they don't use the state government
Yeah.
for things, and for that
Yeah.
they don't have to pay taxes on it. I think that's
I would assume that they wouldn't have to pay taxes on
there's
them.
obviously some kind of financial incentive.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Ron DeSantis is getting rid of it.
Yeah. Which did you see that was it Abbott in Texas was like, bring Disney World over here if y'all want.
Did he really?
Yeah. Cuz
Just for the money. I hear you.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
That should be the whole thing for Disney too. Is like you're bringing in tons of money. Like not everybody's staying at that park, and not everybody's eating at that park. They're staying and eating around. Is it Ocala or Kissimmee, Florida, or where? Anyways,
Yeah. The greater Orlando area.
yeah, the greater Orlando area, and you're bringing in money, you're bringing in revenue, and that stuff's taxed. And then you've got this company that is bringing all this stuff in, and you're saying
So
if you gave that over to the state, and then all of a sudden now the state is responsible for all the road systems and all the water and all that stuff, you might not be getting as good of a product out of Disney World as you were previously.
that's who ca-
I mean-
Disney World blows. When was the last time you went?
I went when I was 18.
It's barely changed.
Yeah, I'm sure it hasn't.
And
but
okay, so if it's all about the money for the state, I'm sure they're not going to do it if it loses the state continuous, like money in perpetuity. Now, if it's a one-time hit that they've got to pay to do, like I'm sure, but if it's where they're just constantly like they're in the negative every month now or whatever, I don't know how they do their budgets,
Yeah.
but I'm sure they're doing their due diligence, because if it's all about money for for the state, depending on how much money Disney hasn't had to, because I'm looking at it like this, that in 1967 it wasn't that big a deal. Now it's probably billions and billions of dollars a year that they're not
Yeah.
having to pay the state. And is the state doing billions and billions of dollars, not doing billions and billions of dollars worth of work inside the park? probably not. It's
Well,
not that much. So if it's
yeah.
more money, if the state gets more money in the
long run.
undone taxes, then it's worth it to do that.
Essentially, I read this week that or today, Disney World's not sweating this because of an obscure provision in state law that says the state could not do what the legislators were trying to do unless the district's bond debt was paid off. So essentially, Disney has bonded the counties and the city and the state money over the years, and they can't do away with that tax provision unless the bond's debts are paid.
Cool.
And it really falls into two counties specifically.
Orange and or some other one. I read it in this too.
Yeah. It was and so the number of the debt number is $1 billion
All right.
that the state or these two
Osceola
counties.
and Orange County.
Yeah. Not Osceola, Ocala. Is that not Ocala?
Oh, so I'm the district. The Reedy Creek district is in those two
okay.
counties. My bad.
Gotcha. Yeah. But now Disney's like, well, we're not that worried about it because
Are they worried about it because they don't think Florida can pay the bill?
yeah.
Well, then Florida's going to pay the bill and Disney's going to get crapped on. I hope that's what happens.
So the result was Disney told its investors that it would go about business as usual. The statement posted on the website of the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board by the Reedy Creek Improvement District was the only public statement Disney has supplied lawmakers unleashed their fury over the company's vocal opposition to the parents' rights and education, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill. And so a lot of this DeSantis stuff is coming because of the Don't Say Gay of the Disney's opposition to the Don't Say Gay
And
bill.
Disney openly saying we're going to spend money to stop this from happening in other states.
Yeah. And so this was from this Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board. It says the state of Florida pledges it will not limit or alter the rights of the district until all such bonds, together with interest thereon, are fully met and discharged.
Well, they're going to pay it. That's what that sounds like.
$1 billion.
Yeah, but hold on.
So, Reedy Creek expects to explore its options while continuing its present operations, include levying and collecting its ad valorem taxes and collecting its utility revenues.
Florida's annual spending budget is $92 billion.
But I'm sure. Well, so would it fall on? So this is
It's
later on
taxpayers.
in the article. It says. Signing a law, dismantled. It simply can't go forward under the contract clause. They would have to pass something to address it. And that means theoretically Orange and the it was Osceola counties
Yeah.
will inherit the $1 billion in bond debt, not the state. It would be the two counties.
But they can allocate funds. You can send
I'm
funds.
sure-
to,
yeah, I'm
they're
sure
going to
they
make
could.
DeSantis. If they have $1 billion, they're going to do it.
Yeah. But it says Orange County's budget is $600 million. Let's see. Orange County gets Reedy Creek's assets, debts, and obligations, he said, but the cost of providing its services is $105 million a year, and the cost of its debt services is $58 million a year. And so if Reedy Creek is dissolved, and those assets and liabilities would be absorbed by Orange County's $600 million budget. And so you've got 105 and 58, so you've got 160 something million dollars that would have to be figured out. I don't know. I don't see.
Well, you
I
don't
don't
have
see
a problem
why.
with Disney at all. So
Huh?
you haven't had a problem with Disney yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is my okay. Let's go back to what we've said for a long time. You do what you want to do. Stay out of my business.
Yeah.
That's not what they're doing. They're not letting Disney do whatever they want to do and staying out of their business. They're saying
That's a business.
gonna-
That's not a person. You don't have individual rights as a business.
we've talked about it before with businesses too. Like if somebody
you want to be
Hold on.
super LGBTQ, you pay the consequences if there are consequences.
but now the government is going to levy those consequences. So opposite side of the coin, we can't get upset then when the state or government tells.
not like it hadn't been done.
Hold on. When the state or government says, "Hey, you've got to make this. Lee, you've got to go do this gay pride event because we told you're."
So I move.
But
I'm just telling you how it works.
so they're going to move all that stuff to Texas now.
No, they're not going to. So they're stuck in Florida. So Florida wins.
We'll see.
I'm just telling you.
We'll see. I mean, if they're going to do it, then they've got to come up with the $1 billion,
bet
and
they
then
can.
they've got to come up with the money to create departments and all that other stuff, absolve those departments. So I don't know. I think it's a silly goose trail or rabbit trail or whatever you want to call it to go down.
Goose hunt.
Wild goose hunt. Yeah.
That's fun. That's why people care about stuff that other people don't care about. You don't care about Disney doing what they're doing to children. Okay. That's perfectly fine.
That's an oversimplification of what my thoughts are, but sure.
Generally, though, you're not that worried about what Disney's doing.
I'm not worried about what Disney's
Cool.
doing.
Okay.
And
That's all I said.
I'm not worried about what Disney World's doing.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Disney World
I also
can
don't care
keep
if they have to
functioning
pay
as a
more
business.
taxes.
But you don't want to pay more taxes, do you?
I don't have some kind of crazy little cool business thing I've had for 100 years
But
where I
if-
get breaks all the time.
if you did start getting breaks
Yeah.
and then they started taking those breaks away from you because they didn't agree with something that you said,
Yeah.
would you be upset?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
So Disney can be upset. Who cares?
we just before we came on the air, we were like, "Yeah, screw the government. If you can get out of paying taxes, get out of
Yeah, if
paying
you
taxes."
can. Yeah. They're about to not be able to, and it's wonderful. And I'm
Why is it
thrilled
wonderful?
for them because they're evil, Josh. Are you kidding me?
But if they can do that to them, they can do it to you.
they already do it
They
in
can
other
do it
states.
more.
Okay, cool. Then let's burn this whole planet up. But Disney ain't winning. They're evil. That lady
They
that
might win.
That lady that got up there and talked about how at least 50% of everything we put out going forward is going to
Yeah.
be LGBTQ positive or whatever. I'm out.
Stop yelling.
No.
Yes.
No.
I don't want you yelling at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the planet.
Okay.
But so like, oh, boo-hoo. Disney made their bed and they got a lie in it. And I hope they, well, that's all there is to it.
It seems as though you're a little there's a
Biased.
double standard.
No,
Because-
I get, if I lived in Portland
Mm-hmm.
and they said I have to sell wieners on my sandwiches that say I'm pro-gay,
Yeah.
and I say no and they put me in jail, I'm leaving Portland before that.
Well, but if you're at the point where you can't leave Portland,
Then I have to do what they say or go to jail. If I care about what I'm doing, I go to jail. I can't move, then I'm going to jail.
you're really upset about taxes.
Yeah.
And then when somebody you don't like gets taxed, you're like, good job, taxes.
I just don't think Disney should be protected by anybody in any way, shape, or form.
Well, they're not necessarily protected. They've been carrying the weight of
First off, nobody has any idea what the internals of Disney is like.
Yeah.
they probably don't pay a dime in taxes.
They might not, just like Amazon didn't,
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
Trump didn't,
So,
just like
so if that gets
every business that
if
ever
that
existed.
gets turned around, I think it's cool. If it was happening, but like, am I bummed that Donald Trump got blocked on Twitter? I do not care.
But if it was you or somebody you knew and cared about, it would, to me, this is like the
Okay, so if somebody I knew had a business where they were being forced to do something they didn't want to do, or they were going to get their business shut down,
Yeah.
and they had as much money as Disney does,
you wouldn't care.
do whatever you want, pal. You trillionaire. Do whatever you're going to do.
To me, it doesn't matter how much money they have because
But like, you can't let somebody like. Don't think this is some little mom and pop.
I'm not
shoe
saying it's
cobbling
mom and pop, but
that the government's
if
crushing.
they can do it to them, then they can do it to anybody.
That and water's wet.
And then, okay, so then you're going to have the only thing that's left is big corporations.
Yeah.
At the end of it, you're not going to have food trucks. You're not going to have restaurants that aren't McDonald's
So
and
you just
Applebee's
jumped
and
from A
no.
to Z.
But no, because what we're talking about here is if they can do it to a big corporation that has the ability, sure, Disney can go, yeah, sure, all right, we're paying taxes now. You take over all of our roads, you take over all of our water stuff. But the companies that couldn't,
how much money it is.
but the companies that can't absolve that become obsolete. Yeah. The companies that can't absolve that are smaller businesses.
Okay.
So,
But you're acting like this is the first time a government's come in and told a
no,
business what to
I'm
do.
not.
Okay.
I'm just saying you are so against it in instances where it's not Disney. And now that it's Disney, you're like, yeah, that's cool with me.
Because Disney's evil. Do I need to whisper it? Disney's evil.
I don't think they're evil people.
I don't want to agree with you about this because
that's
I
fine.
think you're dead wrong.
That's fine.
I know it is. I know it is. That's why I'm not arguing with you.
Well, you have been.
I've been talking.
You have been, are you? Okay. Anyways, let's talk about something more fun or light. Or
Bring it on.
So, identical twins. There's no way to not just jump straight into that one.
Oh, the chicken thing?
No.
Oh.
So, I saw a TikTok, of course, that was talking about identical twins. So the question that was posed was if there are two sets of identical twins, a set of identical male twins, and a set of identical female twins, if they have babies, they will be considered brother and sisters, not cousins, because their DNA
Genetically,
is
they'd be
exactly the
brothers and
same.
sisters?
Yeah,
That's gross.
yeah, it's pretty gross to think about. Also, there was a weird.
Oh, well, but hold on. You have to jump over a couple of weird things before you even get to a kid's DNA. Because unless you get married at the exact moment, you just married a family member if you're the second set.
Well, in Alabama, it's not that bad.
Well,
They're with that weirdness. I came upon an article this week that it is the world's most identical twins. So they look the most alike out of any. I'm not sure how they came to that conclusion.
computer programs of their face.
Probably. So they are.
Or they just line them up.
That's true.
Yeah.
So Anna and Lucy Desink. I don't know. Anyways,
Desic?
maybe. Anna and Lucy, they're 35, dubbed the world's most identical twins. The world's most identical twins are hoping to get pregnant at the same time. Not that weird. I mean, you've done everything else together.
You're getting there.
You've done everything else together.
You're 35.
So why not do the same partner? If
Oh,
you've
is that
done
what
it-
they're
They're
doing?
getting inseminated by the same mutual partner.
I don't even need to see a picture of these two. and I bet I could draw. I bet I could get
You
close.
think so?
If you gave me just like really vague parameters, I could draw them.
So they're a part of a TLC Extreme Sisters series.
So I bet they're big. Maybe not.
The siblings have been with Ben for 11 years. They all sleep together in the same supersized bed, which isn't going to be weird when they have kids. They're trying to get pregnant at the same time. We've never taken a pregnancy test before. Blah, 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 blah.
They've probably never
Either
kissed
way.
a guy before. And how 11 years they've been with this cat, and neither one of them have messed up once.
Hey, look,
I'd like to see this cat too.
I'll show you a picture of all three of them. So that's the two twins.
So I wouldn't have ever.
Yeah,
have
that's.
guessed
I
that.
was very happy internally when you were talking about that. That's the dude.
Why not?
I mean,
What does he have
If-
to lose?
here's
Other
the-
than multiple kids with
here's
different
the
women.
thing: if they're identical twins, and if you got married to another set of identical twins,
Is this a new Disney
and
movie
then
coming
you
out?
had kids, and they were brother and sister, why not just get? It don't matter who's who.
Yeah, and just get you a house out in the woods. Do that for like 20, 25 years.
Yeah, have a compound.
And we got The Hills
I'll
Have
be
Eyes
Jesus.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Jesus in the cult, and then we just work our way out from there.
Is it now? I don't do a lot of thinking about. Yeah, why would he?
What's the downside for him?
Yeah, why not? I can't believe that. That's probably all fake,
I mean, it's on a TLC series,
right? I don't. Yeah,
Speaking of cults, I saw a very interesting take on the Mars Hill podcast. So the Mars Hill, the rise and fall of Mars Hill. Everybody's talking about Mark Driscoll.
we covered it some
Yeah, we covered it quite a bit.
until we both quit listening to it.
because they were coming out every other week, and then I was like, I'm not keeping up with this. But anyways, they talk about how tyrannical he was, how all this stuff, and the big, and people talk about this with Hillsong. They talk about it with any big.
I think I know where
mega
you're going with
church
this, and I like it.
that has failed, and they say we need to tear down the systems that have let this go on, and so it's they think it's this mega churches. Growing up, the pastor that I had was the same, if not worse,
Mussolini.
than
With the
than
Bible.
Mark Driscoll.
Yeah,
And so it's not a megachurch thing
yeah.
to
No.
be this tyrannical, power hungry.
It's a human thing.
It is a human thing.
It's a human in charge that doesn't have the skills to be in charge, or
Yeah.
at some point loses those skills or lets those skills lapse, and
Yeah.
now you're not qualified to be in charge of this amount of people, and everything starts falling apart from the inside. That's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
And so, like, just because your church has 40,000 people in it, it might happen faster
Yeah.
or bigger, but the same. Because
Happens
that's
at every church, or not every church, but it happens at a lot of churches.
because one of the biggest complaints about like getting placed in ministry out of ministry school
Yeah.
is that when you get placed in these churches, that they'll like, okay, I'll stop beating around the bush. We're talking about Highlands and Ark and Grow, and they're both great. And I am a big supporter of both of those that help grow churches. The biggest complaint, one of the biggest complaints you hear is that, like, so let's say me and you have some startup art church, and we go to the conference.
Yeah.
And we get fired up about the growth track and the dream team and all the systems and the steps that they're teaching, and it all sounds great. And we're even going to pick up one of these Highlands College kids on the way out and bring them on to be in charge of the growth track, because that's what they've been doing for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they get there and the shine wears off of it, and the people, me and you, now go back to being me and you. And and that person comes in and is like, I think we need to change the time on this. And we're both like, that's the stupidest thing I've
Yeah.
ever heard. You didn't start this church.
Yeah.
It's like, it ain't got nothing to do with size. You could have a church in your basement and the dude could be.
And it has nothing to do with Highlands either. It has nothing to
No.
do with Ark churches or Highlands or Mark Driscoll.
Yeah.
And you want to know who's bad about it? Is these I think they're Southern Baptist something or another. Dude, these guys are crazy.
Are you
There's-
telling a joke?
No. There's a specific, I can't remember.
Okay, it's not Southern Baptist. That's like the biggest one.
Yeah, there's
You're talking about an offshoot that's a little strange.
they talk about, there's some of the, you'd probably like their churches, honestly. But they're like, talk about how, all these men with the tight pants and we're all going to hell because of it. And it's some Baptist, gosh, fundamental Baptist maybe or something like that.
Sounds old.
Yeah, sounds old school. Oh, there was a funny article this week that I saw that was there was a pastor who was really like, one of his like strong talking points is houses of people are getting destroyed in these like natural weather events. Most of those people who their houses are getting destroyed are gay, and they're getting destroyed because of God's wrath. His house just got destroyed this week by a natural. It was like a tornado or something. So,
Hey, what happens?
yeah,
You paint yourself into a corner.
man.
He
But
just-
it's so crazy how because growing up in churches like that,
I
you
never
would be
did
like-
church other than big church. We went from, I was born in a big church. We moved to a big church, and then
yeah.
I came to college and went to Highlands.
Like when you do paint yourself into a corner and you have something like that go on, like this stuff only happens to people who are unbelievers or that
And then it
your
happens
faith
to you.
isn't strong enough, and then it happens to you, and then how they like weasel back out of it, where they're like,
Did he do some weaseling?
oh yeah, he done plenty of weaseling, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I do. Yeah. Big churches have the same problems as little churches. You just don't hear about the little churches'
Yeah.
problems.
But to say like, oh, we've got to dismantle the system now because the guy at the top was a
yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
like gay man or something. I don't know. Whatever happens to him.
Yeah.
It's unless you're gonna fix, and that this is, Jesus never said he was surprised by anything. Like none of the sin that was ever committed, he wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
He grieved when it happened, but he wasn't surprised. And so when any of this stuff happens, like with Mars Hill or Hillsong or whoever else, it's like we shouldn't be surprised, but we should grieve those things, and we should, try to come alongside some of those people and help them out. But
Yeah. Oh, crap. Let's laugh.
okay,
I'd like to.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Do you want to do yours first? or
No,
me
you
do
go.
mine?
You go.
All right. Oh, I have a question for you, actually.
Oh, okay.
Do they allow loud laughing in Hawaii, or just aloha?
I got a question. Well, it's a
So you're doing yours. I have three.
no.
would you
This is
rathers.
this is just a dad joke, if you
Okay.
will. It's a dung beetle walks into a bar, says, "Is this stool taken?"
Cause stool and poop.
Yeah. Yeah. A baby seal walks into a club.
Oh. Ouch.
It's-
No.
yeah.
I've got three. Would you rather's?
Okay.
You want them?
Yeah. Why can't I find? Oh, never mind. I remember what it was. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Would you rather have teeth where your hair is, or hair where your teeth are?
Can I cut my hair?
Yeah.
Can I cut my teeth?
I guess. Can you cut teeth?
I'm sure you can.
if you want to do all that.
I'd rather have hair in my mouth.
I would too. Yeah, I would
'Cause-
too. They just take scissors to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd probably bleach them.
You'd have to gum
look
everything
white.
up.
Old people do it all the time.
True.
Tapioca.
What
And,
am I going to do with teeth on my head? And where my hair is. So I've got teeth on my eyebrows and my eyelashes.
pubes,
Yeah.
underarms,
Groin.
butthole.
Yeah. All right. So hair in my mouth. Ooh, that's an awful feeling.
I mean, sure,
I'd keep
it's
it
awful,
short.
but-
I'd keep it short.
I'd probably shave it.
Yeah. Would you rather go out without showering or not go out? Go without showering or brushing your teeth? Which one could you do longer?
I mean, it definitely takes me longer to take a shower.
No. Not like time wise. Like, which could you go longer without doing first? Showering or brushing your teeth?
They're equally
Were
horrible.
you about to were you about to talk about how fast you brush your teeth?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought that's where you were
No,
going.
I was it definitely takes me less time to brush my teeth than
Yeah.
take a shower.
Yeah.
Man.
I'd go without showering
I guess
longer than without brushing my teeth.
I'd have to do
But I feel like you feel not showering.
yeah, I was about to say I'd have to this is what I'd have to do. So I'd have to figure out whatever cavemen did to like make sure that they didn't have cavities all the time and their mouth just not rotting out of their face.
They didn't eat a bunch of bread and sugar.
I'd just do whatever that was.
Paleo.
Yeah, because just man,
Yeah.
if you start getting that greasy feeling,
And what if I told you couldn't do deodorant?
yeah.
It'd be like a
Well,
day.
it wouldn't matter.
That's-
It wouldn't matter. Have you?
But like deodorant,
you-
at least you could stand by somebody without them
You
just
ever-
immediately being like, "This guy hadn't bathed
You ever
in a
smelt
minute."
somebody who was trying to cover a little musk up?
But I at least
Listen.
appreciated it.
I know.
Now
I
I'm
just
talking
think
roll stick. I'm not talking axe.
I know what you're
spray in
talking
middle
about.
School.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That don't cover it up.
I know.
It's just like now I smell BO and I smell
I know. But at least it's a gesture.
makes me think of like a special cousin or something.
But at least it's a gesture that, hey, you don't know my situation. I'm not allowed to bathe, but I'm trying.
I'd bathe.
Yeah.
I'd bathe. I'd
You're
have
bathing
to.
first?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to bathe first.
Because
I
I gotta be
I know I asked
At
the question,
this-
but can I chew gum?
at this. No, if you can't use deodorant, you can't chew gum. It's a,
What if
it's
you
a
can
similar.
use deodorant?
Then sure, you can chew gum.
Then does your answer change?
No.
Shower.
Yeah. Because like, how often are you closer than this right here?
Not.
I can't smell your breath. You hopefully can't smell my breath.
You can't smell my grundle either, though, can you?
If
it's
it had
real
been think
damp.
about a 2 or 3 days worth of
And we're in summertime now too, so yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to bathe.
A couple of days of sweating outside.
Oh,
you ain't
I'd
gonna
be
be
rashed
moist
up. I'd
yeah.
have to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather have to? Now this is funny that they're both showering. I didn't remember that they were both showering, but
Okay.
which you seem like you care about showering a lot, which is a good thing. Would you rather have to shower 5 times a day, or you only get to shower 5 times a month? And it's
5 times a day is a lot.
It's at least an 8-minute shower.
You're not gonna have any time left in the day.
That's what I'm. And how many towels I got to keep? At least 5 that are all hung up and ready to use.
I'd probably only 5 times a month
I'd have to.
because maybe I could hit it with a wet wipe every now and then,
Yeah.
just to like knock some of the stink off. But
Yeah. I couldn't do 5 times a day.
yeah,
I would have to work out of my shower. How long do you shower? This is not what we're talking about.
it really depends.
I take long showers.
Sometimes I'm need a second.
I'll bring a step stool into the shower and sit
I was about to say, what are you trying to reach?
down. Comfort. I'll sit in the shower.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
but I won't take a bath.
Them old people got it figured out. They got the
seat
little
built in, boy?
shower stool.
And handrails. I could use a handrail every now and again.
If I could just sit back and relax for a little while.
Get your stool, put it in there. It's not bad.
I can't sit down on a stool though. That's way too low to the ground for me. I'm used to being 6 foot up.
Can you get you a bar stool?
I can't knock a couple feet off just because.
Get you a plastic
You know how
bar
hard it'd
stool.
be for me to get back up.
You're not.
You ain't got to travel that far.
You're not
I got to travel
8
a
feet
long
tall.
ways.
You're like.
I got a long ways I got to go.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what's your question?
So I got 2 questions
Good.
for you.
I got 2 answers.
One of them we talked about earlier a little bit. Your wife has been kidnapped.
Oh yeah, we both saw this.
And is being held in a location 30 minutes away. You're driving to rescue her. It's a warm night. Your windows are down. Do you listen to music on the drive there? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because what else am I going to do?
Well,
Listen to wind?
so we have. Yeah. First off, if I'm not listening to music, my windows are up. A
Yeah.
warm night, give me AC. Anyway, but I'm listening to music because the tweet that this came from that we both saw and talked about when I got here, rescue. Am
Yeah.
I rescuing her with a briefcase of money? Or
Either-
I'm going to fight my way through these people.
Either way, I need a clear mind
That's
going
fine.
into it. And I'm not going to go into it because if I'm just for 30 minutes, I hadn't thought about it, how I'm going to do it up until this 30-minute drive. Obviously, I've planned poorly. There's no sense in trying to cram now. Like,
Oh, so you're going to pull up like Netflix or something, watch an episode.
no, we're listening to music.
I'm just saying, but you might as well be audiobook because you're trying to clear your mind. You're giving up on the situation.
No, I'm not giving
That's
up.
what it tells-
I need a clear mind.
If I'm not planned by now, then
If I would have planned by now. And so now it's just like getting my mind right.
yeah. I'd like to know, like you said, I think I'm listening to music. I'm probably listening to a podcast, but I'm listening to noise.
Yeah. How weird would that be for the like the kidnappers? Like
Pull up and
you
I'm
pull
listening
up and
about
it's
elk
like,
hunting.
this is NPR.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
But so if I'm just going to pick her up,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like I'm gonna need some pump up jams if I'm about to fight my way through a house full of people
Exactly.
trying to keep my wife.
Yeah. I need something to motivate me. And like I said, if I haven't gotten a plan together by now, 30
Yeah.
minutes ain't going to get me what I need to get.
True. Then you might as well turn around.
Might as well just listen to podcast or listen to
Yeah,
some music
sure.
and then get my mind ready.
Yeah.
So my other question, have you ever peed in a pool?
All of them.
Obviously. We've talked about this before. If me and you were floating,
I'd pee right beside
if
you.
we were floating in a pool,
I'd pee right here.
Okay, listen. If we're floating in a pool, this distance away, and I looked over at you and said, "Man, I just peed in this pool." What would your thoughts be?
I wouldn't even have one.
Okay, so let's change.
Is that the
this-
correct answer?
Well, it's whatever you want.
Is that your answer?
Let's change the situation a little bit. This has not a lot of bearing on the next question, which is the real question. If I got out of the pool, stood next to the pool, and then peed into the pool, does that change?
drawers down
Yeah.
and everything, and it's just a big toilet. Yeah, that's different. You
Why?
pulled your weenie out first off.
Well, okay. Let's say I don't pull my weenie out.
I don't care if you just
Listen.
get out of the pool and pee down your leg.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
But does that make it weird?
No,
If
Unless you're
everybody
like-
can see it, everybody can see it.
Look at me
like
right here.
everybody watches me get out of the pool, and then I'm standing there looking at everybody, looking at me, and I'm just peeing
yeah,
down my leg. Does that
Yeah.
make it weird?
yeah,
Why?
because you already
It's the same thing.
right. Look, you're talking to. I've never been in water up to my waist that I didn't pee in.
Yeah.
We'll start there.
Okay.
So I have a lot of experience with peeing in pools. If you're already getting out, Go to the bathroom. The whole point of peeing in the pool is ease.
It'd be pretty easy just to pee beside the pool too.
Right, but you're defeating the purpose.
What if if I was like getting out to like grab a drink, and I grabbed my drink and I was like, oh man, maybe I got a little pee a little
And
bit.
everybody's watching you.
Yeah.
And you know everybody's watching
Yeah.
you. You're weird.
How-
If you know everybody's watching you
Yeah.
and you're like, everybody, and then you just pee.
Well, what if you're just sitting in the pool and you announced, "Hey, everybody, I'm
Oh, well,
peeing right
that's
now.
just
Look
as
at
crazy.
me."
That's just as crazy.
okay.
I didn't assume we had to announce it to everybody. I've never done that. I might have done that. Like in college.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm peeing.
You feel
right now.
that?
Yeah.
is it warm? Oh, I've definitely said, is it warm? Okay.
I'm
so
gonna
I've
tell
done-
you what. If you did that at my pool, you'd never be welcomed back again. If you were standing out of the pool
out into it. Like
and
it's
you were peeing into the pool,
Yeah.
you'd never get an invite back.
I'm fine with that. I would agree. I would respect that decision.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it.
That was it.
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, if that's it, that's it.
Yeah. 105.
105, guys. Thank you for letting us into your hearts and minds, your places of work, and your homes.
And your peoples.
That definitely sounded like you said pee holes.
Pee holes.